Hello, good day. This is Amy from Toys, Tinctures, and Tea. And I just wanted to follow up with the Gabby Petito slash tons and tons of people who have suffered because of domestic violence and sexual assault. So we have not been acknowledging indigenous women or people or trans people, gay people, Asian people, Black people, and enough. And this is a huge problem, disservice to us. Like, I don't know if we realize or if we're aware or awakened to the fact that, like, we are all connected. And this disservice is basically, like, really dangerous to, like, the spirit, the overall spirit. Like, every single thing is affected when we do not acknowledge these kidnappings, these rapes, these murders. And so it's like it affects every little thing that we do that we can't see. Some people, especially if you believe in God, in spirits or angels, balance. I mean, it can even be just balance, like it's out of balance. So, I mean, if you can't relate to those other things, or you don't feel a connection, then you need to get in touch with it because of its effect on the future and of our planet, and just like the ecosystem homeostasis. I mean, we have to equal these things out, and we're never going to move forward in any way if we do not acknowledge each and every person, each and every culture, each and every being. The collective is not going to rise, and we need to rise. So also just thinking about, like, all the men, women, and children, or boys and girls, everybody suffers from this, and this is you can see what has happened, in the other countries. Like, if you're angry about what's going on with women, then over there and some of these religions, this is like the low vibration, the lowest vibration, and it exists down in our root chakra, or like your creative area, your sex organs. Like, that's where all the fire comes from, and these fires are not being channeled up to the heart. And they first start, they happen in us when we're little, and if anything goes wrong there, we get traumatized there, or we're not taught about those areas. This is where we get frustrated, because the body, that's like where our energy is created. And then the body, it's supposed to go, up to your heart and out your voice, out your mouth, and then you can communicate with other beings. But if any part of that system gets damaged or interrupted, that's where the anger comes from, and frustration. And so, I mean, it's just a lot of other people, this is happening to them at just an alarming rate, and it's not being acknowledged. So it keeps on happening more and more and more, and it gets stronger. Like, that dark side gets really strong, and other peoples are not being heard. So then it's just like getting worse and worse and worse, and everything's going out of balance. Like, all the spirits are angry, like all the Mother Earth is angry, all of our systems are angry. It's just dumb, so if you don't understand it and you want to debate it, you're wasting your time, like, fighting against it and being negative. And I challenge you to look inside yourself, if you are, and say, okay, where was I interrupted in my process? Where am I angry? And how am I projecting this onto other people's? And how is it stopping us from coming together? So it's really kind of a simple thing to do, to check in with yourself, and to ask when you're triggered by these things, or you feel like, oh, this isn't a problem, or people are being whiny, or whatever you're thinking. I challenge you to like look at yourself where you were interrupted and your voice was shut down, and how that's being projected onto other people's. So I'm sure we're going to explore this topic a lot more, because I feel, the anger is rising, and it has risen, and it has been wreaking havoc, for attention. So if we want that to stop, and, want to protect our people, ourselves, our people, and therefore ourselves, then we will do something about it. So, yeah, it's interesting to me that the Me Too movement didn't really work, or the coronavirus didn't really work, didn't stop people from, it doesn't stop the anger. And in fact, it's just like an opportunity for people to be more in the shadows, of what's going on. So, yeah, like, what else is it going to take? I mean, obviously, like, when we have this resistance in ourselves, it's like a patriarchal design to continue it, or like, and that is very, very harmful to everyone, including, like, especially boys and men who are unable to express themselves and their emotions. So then that's why they take it out on other people. And it just comes out. It's not like they even want to do it. It just comes out on other people. And, as women and girls, some of us are just, we don't even know, we're just sold this like fantasy relationship stuff, and we have no idea what boys are feeling, what men are feeling, what they're thinking. I mean, you can get a pretty good idea by watching some of the horrific pornography, the violence. And yeah, so anyway, if anyone wants to chat about this, that'd be great. I'm really happy to talk about how to identify your emotions and where you're angry, and how to potentially help yourself, and therefore we don't project it onto others. And it's not easy. It's like a lifelong thing, and the only thing that we can have hope about is that there's places for us to go to talk about it. And also there's nature. You can talk to the trees about it, you can talk to God about it, you can talk to Goddess about it, you can talk to the moon, and if you can't find other people. And I encourage us all to do both. So, all right.